Welcome back to AP Computer Science. A lot of people have been asking help for the 2.00 assignments, so I thought I'd give you a little video presentation on how to do this. So what does this assignment say that you have to do? You have to turn in exercise 1.7 and then complete exercise 112 and 113. Now, it really helps if you go and do the other assignments that are not required by the course because they have answers at the end of the chapter and you can check your logic, okay? So when you bring up the book and you see what is exercise 1.7, it says that you need to write an application program that creates one turtle and has it draw a house that is 200 pixels wide, 150 pixels tall, with a door and 2 windows. This is not an exercise you're going to find the answer to at the back of the book. Okay, some of the things you're going to need your drawing is you probably need to get yourself a protractor to measure your angles, and probably some kind of ruler, and then you want to imagine your XY graph here, like you have for math class, where 0, 0 is the origin point. So you want to visualize the house that you're going to draw. You would start from the star here at your 0, 0 point of origin. And this is how I did mine. It's 200. So I went left. Could I have gone right? Sure I have. Sure I could have. So I'm going to move right 200 pixels. But since I'm going in the left direction, it's a minus 200. Okay. So now I want to go up. And I figure out that I've got to make a 90-degree turn. So that's 90 at the top. And you just write this down, what you're going to do. And it's going to be 100 pixels up. And then you measure this angle, and you find it a minus 60 degrees. You know what? If you're not sure, try it out when you're running your program. If it goes in the opposite direction, then you know you need to go. You need to correct that. You kind of have to play it as you go. You do a piece at a time. This is not something you tend to write all at once. You try a little section of the house, then you compile your program and see if it's doing what you want it to do, right? So you find that this angle here is a minus 60, and I go up 115 pixels. Now to come down, this angle here is 300 degrees, and the length once again is 115 pixels. This is 115, this is 115. This is 60 degrees, this is 300 degrees, and this is 300 degrees. Okay, so that's that move. Then this move comes down 300 degrees, and I believe it's minus 100 to get back to your point of origin. So once you figured this all out, then you start to write your program. So I'm going to go back to the example. Back in your textbook, you have several examples. Here's your listing 1.2. So this one, public class 2 squares. He's going to call this one squares. He'd probably call ours public class 2 house. Then you have an opening bracket. Then you make a comment of some kind. You want to write whatever it is you want to do. In our case, we have a house that's 200 pixels by 100 pixels, right? So then, of course, we put in our magic code here, public static void main string args. And we're going to start the same as they do, turtle Sue. Sue is equal to new turtle. And this is where we start part company. We're going to have Sue paint 0. It's going straight line, and 200. So let's see what that's going to look like. So you're going to do it pretty much like this, using this as your blueprint. Okay, back here. you've had an idea what you want to do. So then you just scratch it out on paper because you'll do it in the computer program, and you'll make changes as you go. If something isn't working, you'll remeasure that angle. But see, you've got it. You can always throw away paper, but you've got it figured out on paper here first. So here we have exactly like the illustration had. We put in our public static void main string args statement. We call the turtle Sue. Then we establish Sue is a new turtle. That's just the way it's done, folks. So now we start. First thing we did was we went 0. We didn't turn. We just went straight for minus 200 pixels. So we put Sue paint, and there's nothing. We don't turn the mouse. I mean the turtle. We just go minus 200. That makes your bottom. See, I've got code here / bottom. That's my note to myself. If I've got to fix something, I know what it is I'm fixing. See, if it's not going to work, that tells me what that strand does. That coding, that note is for me. So next I did was I went up here. I went 90 degrees and 100 pixels. So I said Sue paint turn 90 degrees and go up 100. So that's the left wall of the house. Next thing I did was I did the first slant of the roof. So this is 60 degrees right here, this angle, and I went up 115. So I put Sue paint minus 60, up 115. That's the left roof. So now going down the right roof here, this is a 300 degrees, and that's 115 pixels down. So then I wrote that in there, Sue paint 300 and 115 pixels down for the right roof. Now, of course, the last wall here is going 300 by 100 right. So now what remains is for me to do the windows and doors. So going from my point of origin again, I moved 90 minus 90 degrees. So my mouse is turning back this way, and then minus 90 to go to the left to where I want to start drawing the door. So then I turned 90 degrees and I went up 20 pixels for the right side of the door. I went 90 degrees again, turned 90 degrees, and went another 20 pixels for the top of the door. And then I went 90 degrees and did another 20 pixels for the left side of the door. And then I moved and did this window right here, okay? And I did all the same movements on the right side of the window, 90, 20, 90, 20, 90, 20. And I did the window bottom. Then I did the same thing over here. I went left 90 degrees and minus 70. That's how I did this left window and did all the same movements. So now using my notes, I went and built this house. So I went into the editor, made a class. See class, new class up here in Blue Jay. So I call it house. I just copied it right off the page, what I did. Public class house, public static void string main arg, and then I made my turtle and I instantiated it. So then I painted the bottom, went left, to the left roof, to the right roof, right from my notes. And see, as I did every step, what I did was I compiled it and ran it, okay? So I just copied up there and see, all these are the same. I just cut and pasted these. So you get cut and copy and paste. So I would highlight these and I'd copy them and I'd paste it for my windows, just like I did the door. And then I moved left, so you have move. That isn't painting a line. These two are moves, so they're not leaving a line behind. So now I go back to my project window, and there's my house program right here. See, I did all the other ones. It's not going to hurt you to do those. And I right-click this, and I click Void Main String Arcs. I don't have anything to put in the parentheses. So there's my house that I just built. And once again, you just do it piecemeal. Do a little piece at a time, make sure you're doing it right. And when you're done, you should end up with a house. So the other part of assignment 2 was to complete exercise 112 and 113. And of course, you look at how they're going to grade it. And you got to make sure that it builds and runs normally with no compile errors. Otherwise, you're going to get points off. That it meets all the assignment requirements, that you're not throwing in any necessary tasks, that you do all these extra things. Basically, you want to make sure your naming style is consistent so that not only you know what's going on, but if your program isn't compiling, I can figure out what you're trying to do and at least throw you some points, right? So here we are back in the book. And what you're going to do is do a star total class with 2 instances. One's going to draw a 5-point star, and one's going to draw a 6-point star. It tells you they want 60 pixels line segments, and each turn is 144 degrees. That makes it simple. And the 6-point star is 2 overlapping equilateral triangles. So what we're going to do here in this exercise is we're going to inherit from a superclass. Okay? We're going to make a star turtle with 2 methods. One method's going to make a 5-sided star, and one method's going to make a 6-sided star. And then the other exercise, we make a pattern using the stars. So once we've got our class, then all we have to do is instantiate our class in the second exercise. So you read the chapter, right? And you'll understand perfectly what I'm doing. All about inheritance, all about methods, okay? And here's an example right here of the square pattern. So what they did was they made big and little squares, and this is what you can use to help your thinking on how to do the star class and the star class pattern. Okay, so this is an example. All right, using this example, we're going to make our stars. So the 5-pointed star is pretty straightforward. They tell us 5-point star with 60 pixel segments. So they gave us a hint that the angle would be 144 degrees. So then you just start just go your first line, and then 4 other times you turn and do 60 degrees, and this should make your 5-point star. Okay. So your other option in exercise 12 is to make the 6-point star. So you make another method. And what you're doing is you're drawing 2 overlapping equilateral triangles. Okay, it's easy to make the equilateral triangle. What takes a little moving around is to figure out where to put the other one. Okay, so basically you do the one equilateral triangle here, with 60 length segments, and your angle of 120 degrees. And then you move um, right, and then you move the turtle so he's facing another direction. So he'll do the same equilateral triangle facing a 90-degree angle. So now with the last exercise, you're supposed to make a star pattern using these stars. So I've just put two up here. I've made one 5-point star, then I moved and made another 6-point star. So you could just, I did two, you have to do, I think, five. So, just alternate, make one and make the other. So now when I run the star pattern, I end up with 2 stars. Of course, you need 5. You can put them wherever you like, but that's what you should have. You should have something that looks kind of like this, but whatever you want in your pattern. So that was exercise 113, where wrote a star total class, and you drew one 5-point star and one 6-point star. And then you did an application of 113 with at least 5 stars in it. So I hope this helps you, and I'll see you in class.